I actually have not played Pokemon Black or White yet, and so my first glimpse of Unova has been in the anime, in the dub of Pokemon Black and White. In last week's episode, there was a scene which took place in Nacrene City, this is the first time I've seen Nacrene City. And Jesse and James are up on a rooftop casing the city for escape routes for their next heist. And Jesse and James make two comments. They say Jesse takes note of all the warehouses that are packed really closely together. And there are cobblestone streets going through this part of Nacrene City. There are cobblestone streets with train tracks laid down in the middle of the street. And James is like, oh, it looks like these train tracks aren't being used anymore. And as I mentioned in a previous video, Nacrene City in Unova is geographically analogous to Brooklyn Heights in the real-life New York City, as I'm showing you on this map, which I'm going to edit into the video, showing where Nacrene City and Brooklyn Heights are in relation to each other. And wouldn't you know it, if you actually go to Brooklyn Heights, there's a district in which you will find lots of warehouses packed closely together amidst cobblestone streets with abandoned train tracks running through them that aren't being used anymore. Exactly as shown in the anime, and apparently, and I did a tad of research, that these tracks also exist in the game as well. So the fact that they actually included the train tracks and the cobblestone streets with train tracks in the warehouse district of Brooklyn Heights, and actually put that in Nacrene City, shows that they definitely did their research. And actually, there's a I took a screen cap from the anime that it is so accurate to the actual location. And I actually was in the yellow building with the stained glass front. It's less colorful in real life, of course, but I've actually been inside that building. You could stand you could stand at this spot in real life and take nearly this exact same photograph. There's no fountain there in real life, but the square, the way that the tracks are laid out where they split at, is exactly as it is in real life. And actually, from that, let's say I'm in that yellow building. I've been in that building. It was actually a restaurant when I went there a few years ago, and I took photos. All these photos I actually took myself, not knowing I'd ever be using it in a Pokemon-related video for YouTube. But looking here would be, I believe, I haven't been there in a few years, so I'm doing this from memory. Here would be the corner where the tracks split at, where this red pole is. That would be sort of where the tracks sort of intersect at. And this photo would actually be looking down onto the tracks from this photo would be looking down onto the tracks sort of across the street where those red warehouses are in the anime. I'm sort of looking across the street at where that would be. And what they actually did is they took a lot of those buildings and they either repurposed them or they actually hollowed out parts of them so that they're little fields sort of contained within the still standing walls of the old warehouse buildings. So I actually did, in fact, take the exact same photograph as this scene would be based on in the anime, but I cannot find it. I cannot find it, unfortunately. I do not have it handy, and I would have to dig through a whole lot of photos to dig this out, because I took this a number of years ago. But the amount of accuracy they took in the depiction of Nacrene City in the games, by virtue of the fact that they're the cobblestone streets and the train tracks, and in the anime by virtue of these directly analogous photographs I've taken, in the past, I've made certain analogies, like between Floyd Bennett Airfield, which has been disused as an airfield for a number of years, and the airfield where Ash's seaplane arrives in Unova, and in the parkway where Ash goes from the airport to New Town. I've taken things like that and said, yeah, they're analogous. It might be coincidental. They might just happen to, by extraordinary coincidence, fit perfectly together. This, I could say without doubt, in my mind, they definitely did their research And I would not be surprised if someone actually went on the ground and took photographs that they based these scenes off of. So that's what I have to say about, you know, the real Nacrene City, which would be Brooklyn Heights. And specifically this district right near the Brooklyn Bridge, where these cobblestone streets with these disused train tracks can be found. Someday if I end up going near there, I'll maybe take a little video for you, but I just wanted to draw that extra analogy. I haven't played the games yet, so once I actually play the games, and once I see more of Unova as it's depicted in the anime, I could probably do a lot more insight. And Nacrene City is definitely based on this district in Brooklyn Heights, near the Brooklyn Bridge, where you could see scenes pretty much mirroring those you see in the anime. So, a little insight I could give on that, and plus it's train related, so of course I'm going to be all over that. I can tell you, when I was in this area, I did not know that these train tracks were there when I first went here. So when I saw these cobblestone streets with these train tracks running right through it, right through the middle of the street, it's like stepping into another world where the past and the future sort of intersect in an unexpected way. So I'm really glad I'm very specifically glad that they put this element of the real life location into the games and into the anime. And it's going to be sort of neat in the next episode, sort of having the action take place around a place where I've actually been to in real life, you know, before they even, you know, years before, you know, it had anything to do with Pokemon, and sort of seeing a place that I actually found personally special and sort of magical and captivating sort of appear in the anime in the setting of another universe, which I find very amusing and interesting and captivating. So that's more of me talking about a video game I've yet to play, and thank you very much for watching.